Hi, everyone. Welcome to E-volve podcast edition for this week. I want to believe that your week is starting off on a great note. For those who are joining for the first time, on this podcast, we speak about mindset, about growth, about evolving, about being the best version of yourself. And so last week we discussed on preserving your core. And in terms of contextually, the core in this context is about preserving your core values, the things that hold your entire fabric together, regardless of how you metamorphose, how you grow, how you move, how you progress. You will ensure that you preserve the things, the values that hold you together. But this week we're looking at something different entirely, and we'll be looking at thinking beyond now or think beyond now. The topic for today is think beyond now. And I will start with this illustration. I was reading a story yesterday, last night, I think, somebody's narration about how a professor was in a class about 2 years ago, and the professor was came into the class and he asked them how they would like to die, how they would like to end their life. This is not a topic that we usually like to entertain in this part of the world. But I mean, it was in the Western world, and then each one of them they just kept giving different answers. Some said they would like to die while climbing the mountain. Another one said they would like to die while on the road. Different different responses, and they were very strange responses. And then the black and the Nigerian among them. There were two Nigerians in that class. They were looking at these white and foreign people. That what's wrong with these people? Why are you talking about death like this and everything? Anyway, when it got to their turn, it got to the turn of the first Nigerian to answer the question, how would you like to die? And then she was silent, and then everybody was expecting, oh, we are waiting for you. Can you please answer us? And then she kept quiet. So the writer of the story then said we should guess what her response was. So a very funny story, but I'm sure we're also thinking, why are we talking about death here? And I'm sure that some of us will know what the response to that other Nigerian would have been. I'm sure it would have been, "No, I would not die, but live to declare the glory of the Lord." You know how everything here is spiritual. But the truth is that death is a certainty. And all of us will hold that price. We will all pay that price of death. So it isn't something that we should frown or we should be worried about. It's just about preparing ourselves. And I'm now linking that to the topic of today. We must think about future when we take our actions, when we are taking our decisions. We must think beyond the now. We must stop the short-term approach to thinking, the short-term approach to planning, the immediate gains approach. We have to put an end to that if we want to achieve the full potential that God has designed for us to achieve. So let's unpack what long-term thinking really is, and then how it can completely change your life. Why do we struggle with long-term thinking first? Because first we are wired somehow, I don't know why, somehow we are wired to look at immediate gains, or we tune our body or our system to just immediately look for the immediate gratification, immediate gains, rather because you can't, maybe because our environment also, especially African environment, there's a lot of volatility, there's a lot of unpredictability. So you just feel that it is what I can see today that matters. I can't plan beyond so time. So that makes us to think short term most of the time. But it is important that if you want to make impact in life, and you want to reach your goal, if you want to achieve or be something or great, be a great person in life, you must wear that hat of thinking beyond the now. So the power of long-term thinking. My note here, I wrote that the beauty of long-term thinking is that the things you do on daily basis, on weekly basis, has this power of compounding. Now, if you are an investor, if you invest a sum of money, maybe 100,000 or 1 million naira in an account, and when it matures, let's say 30 days, it matures with the interest, you roll over both interest and principal. The matured interest and the principal on the 1 million. Let's say the interest is 10,000 or even 100,000. You roll over both 1.1 million to become your new principal. And so you get more interest than you got on the 1 million naira. That's called the power of compounding. When you think long term, you are compounding your chances of succeeding in life. That's one. Two is that you also you also it helps you to build up a structure, a system that keeps you going even when the chips are down. It is when you are thinking short term that you don't think of all the possible scenarios. So everything is just, oh, I just need to quickly do this. But when you think long term, you are thinking of how do I want to get to where I want to go? What are the things I need to put in place? And those are the systems or structure that keep you going when the chips are down. So that's the power of long-term thinking. Now, the third part or third segment of this podcast is how to develop long-term thinking. First, it starts with a vision. You must have a vision of where you want to get to or where you want to go. That vision becomes the picture that drives all your planning and all your decision making. So when you are planning, your plan has to align with that picture of where you are going that you have in front of you. Otherwise, if you don't have a vision, you just run after every new things that appear. Will chase after it. Everything that is new, the latest fad, the latest direction, the latest thing that people are doing, you also jump on board and doing. And then your life will just be zigzag all over the place. But the vision keeps you, is like the star, the North Star that keeps you going. It keeps you in that direction. So you build everything. Like I said, the second thing is first starts with a vision. Second thing is then build systems that leads you towards that vision. You build systems or structure in place that will take you structures that will take you towards that vision. And it's not just, we're not just talking about goals. Anyone can set a goal. I want to save million naira is just a goal, but what system will make it happen, for instance? How will it happen? Maybe you have to be saving 10% of your income or 20% of your income every month. That's a system or a structure you have put in place. And you are saving and also putting it in an investment. That's also a structure. So it's about building system. It helps you to think long term. In fact, those who build systems, who build structure are always futuristic. They are future oriented. They are forward thinking. It is those who are short term in their approach that just thinks about let's do this, let's do that, and not considering the big picture. Number three, remember I said number one is start with a vision. Number two is build systems. Number three is play the infinite game. The infinite game is that life is not a sprint, 100-meter sprint and all. It's a marathon. So you have to prepare yourself for the long haul, for the long run. Some people peak at 25s, others at 55. That's okay. But you have to stop comparing timelines that this person has got into. As long as you are following your own plan, your own infinite game plan, you know where you are going, and you also keep challenging yourself to get to that point, then you are on track. Don't compare timelines with another person. That person's timeline is not even be close to yours, maybe completely different. In fact, there are no two similar timelines. Everybody has a different goal, different trajectory in life. So follow your own trajectory, define your plan, your path, and then follow that path. Number four is to surround yourself with long-term thinkers. The companion of fools shall be destroyed. That's what the Bible says. You have to, the people you surround yourself with will also determine whether you will be a long-term thinker. If you surround yourself with short-term thinkers, short-term gainers, people who are just looking for the immediate gains, you won't go far. So you have to be deliberate around about the circle of people around you. Number five is be patient but consistent. Consistency is key. Atomic habit, little habits you do every day consistently has the compounding power to change your life in a huge way, ways that you yourself would not be able to explain. Things you do. I was reading against yesterday, I read somewhere If you do 30 push-ups, for those who are watching or just keeping fit and everything, do 30 push-ups every day. 30 push-ups every day in a year translates to over 1,000 push-ups. 30 push-ups every day is no over 10,000 push-ups in a year. And then you can see if you do that consistently, it is small in terms of number of push-ups. Some people can do 40, 50, 60, but 30 consistently, talking about power consistency. By the time you do it in a year, it's over 10,000, and you see the changes in your body. I just use that as an example. So it's important that you are patient and you are consistent in whatever plan, in following the plan and the structure you have put in place. Now, let's bring it to areas where you can apply long-term thinking. Career, your life, your career, don't chase titles, make sure you chase growth. Some of us, we are eager to change jobs because we want the next title, we want the next pay. Ensure that you have depth, and depth comes from the place of growth, from the place of learning, from the place of experience. So be rooted before you make the next move. That's long-term thing. Two, finance, invest and save. Your future self will thank you. Ensure that you have a structure that puts something aside from your weekly or daily or monthly income. And then that's something you're putting aside. Ensure that it's also find the right investment vehicles. Read, study, ask questions to ensure that you don't lose your money. Number three is your relationship also. True friendship and trust take time to build. Surround yourself with people who are going somewhere, people who have ambition, people who have vision, people who are serious about their life. And also, if you know where you are going, that determines the kind of people you move around with. If you're an ambitious woman, you cannot settle down with a man that is just content with where he is. The same thing with you as a man. So those are things that will guide your choice. In your personal growth also, you have to think of reading, reflection, being disciplined, setting time for certain things. You have a time to read, you have a time to relax, to watch TV or whatever way you relax. You just have allotted time for everything. It's a discipline like you also when you do them repeatedly on a daily basis, it has such power to transform your life. In conclusion, this is my challenge for you for the week. Pick one area of your life where you have been rushing results, where you have always been pushing, rushing just to achieve results, and then commit to playing the long game. Commit to play the long game. Remember, what is slow to build is often the strongest to last. What is slow to build is strong to last. That's why you find out that you see some structures, the foundation will take ages, weeks, months to be completed. It is because of the structure that is going to be on the rest of that foundation. What kind of vision do you have? What kind of foundation does it require? Have you built that foundation? So, if you got value, if you've gotten any value from today's episode, please share this, forward it to your friends, share it with your family members, and do not forget that we are all on a journey. And let's keep evolving together as we go on this journey. Thank you. See you next week. Bye.